Hello everyone and welcome to another Rewind Reviews recommendation. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at a TV series that I've been wanting to talk about on this channel for a very long time. And that show is Gravity Falls. Airing from 2012 through to 2016, Gravity Falls is an American animated series first broadcast on the Disney Channel and then on Disney XD. The show is created by Alex Hirsch and follows the adventures of siblings Dipper and Mabel Pines after they are sent to spend the summer with their great uncle Stan in Gravity Falls, Oregon, where they spend their time helping run Stan's Mystery Shack and investigating a series of paranormal incidents and uncovering a number of supernatural creatures with the help of a mysterious journal. I first discovered this show actually fairly recently. I don't have access to the Disney Channel. I didn't have it back when it first aired, so I did miss it initially. It was something that I'd heard about online. I'd seen pictures of Bill Cipher, the main villain from this show, but I didn't know what it was that he was from. And then I saw a video on YouTube, this must have been in like 2021 or something like that was talking about the series, and it looked quite fun and quite interesting, so I decided to give it a go. And within about 10 minutes or so of the first episode, I just sat there going, yeah, I think I'll enjoy this. And I absolutely did. I blasted through the entire series, including the shorts collection, and it has become one of my absolute favourite animated shows of all time. It's a 2-season TV show with a grand total of 40 episodes, or 41 episodes on Disney Plus, because for some reason they decided to split the finale into 2 parts. I don't know why. And each episode is roughly between 23 to 25 minutes long, but that's not including the shorts collection, which are about 3 to 5 minutes each. They were broadcast in between seasons 1 and season 2 being released, and I do think that they are a must-watch alongside the show. So if you do decide to watch Gravity Falls or rewatch it, which you absolutely should, you will absolutely breeze through it in no time. So what kind of stories can you expect? Gravity Falls is a show that mostly sticks to an episodic format, with each episode telling a different story, but it does have multiple plot threads that tie everything together, the biggest of which revolving around the mystery of the journal that Dipper discovers and who the author is. But outside of that, you could see episodes that involve lake monsters, time travel, government conspiracies, secret societies, road trips, golf tournaments, Halloween-esque shenanigans, and something, let's just say, weird. It's a show where absolutely anything can happen. It plays with your expectations, it's sometimes quite hard to predict, and for the most part it does maintain this very funny, lively and subversive tone, but it does know when to get darker and more dramatic when needed, and when it gets to those moments it genuinely feels earned. All the mysteries, all the character arcs, all the plot threads, they all build up really nicely, and I'm not messing around here. Everything gets a payoff, even things that might not have even crossed your mind. And not only that, all of the payoffs and how everything culminates in the finale is incredibly satisfying. This show, to me, has some of the most satisfying payoffs I have ever seen in an animated show. It surprised me, it shocked me, and I genuinely loved it. Out of the entire show, I can only really think of like 2 episodes that I think are a little bit weaker than most of the other ones, but that is impressive for a TV show that only has 40 episodes, and even so, it doesn't mean that they aren't entertaining. In my opinion, I don't think that there's any bad episodes in this series. I think that all of them are fun and entertaining in their own way, and it's only just those 2 episodes that I don't think are on the same level as some of the other ones. The only real gripe that I have with this show is sometimes, especially towards the end of the series, I do think that there are some things that are maybe wrapped up a little bit too fast or a little bit too conveniently, but at the same time I do understand that they do have time constraints. As I said, every episode is between 23 to 25 minutes long, so they can't do too much. That being said, the fact that they managed to do so much in each episode and have all the bigger dramatic and more emotional sequences actually hit is really impressive. It is a brilliant show. If you have never seen it before, it is absolutely worth a watch. And if you do start it, I promise you will not be disappointed. One of the most memorable parts and entertaining aspects of Gravity Falls is its characters. There's a great bunch of them, and this is one of those shows where even the side characters are just as entertaining and memorable as the main ones. But leading the mysterious shenanigans and the main focal point of the series is siblings Dipper and Mabel Pines. Dipper, voiced by Jason Ritter, and Mabel, voiced by Kristen Schaal, are the driving force of the show. They're twin 12-year-olds from California who are loosely inspired by the childhoods of both Alex Hirsch and his real-life twin sister, Ariel. Their personalities are wildly different from each other, which makes their dynamic much more entertaining and endearing, especially when they combine their skills to solve problems. With Dipper being smart, logical, and naturally curious, but he's quite socially awkward and introverted, whereas Mabel is an optimist, bubbly, creative, and imaginative, extremely energetic, and far more social and extroverted. limited. It may focus more on Dipper at times, but it does do a brilliant job of exploring both of them, giving each of them enough time to be explored and developed. With Dipper, you see more of the mystery where the journal unfolds, but with Mabel, you get some of the more fun singular episodes, which normally involve her friends Grenda and Candy, who are both great, as well as her pet pig, Waddles. You will want a Waddles after seeing this. They are both so much fun. Their individual growth across the show is brilliant, but their relationship and dynamic is the emotional backbone of the show, along with the complicated relationship that they have with their great Uncle Stan. Grunkle Stan, as the kids call him, is voiced by series creator Alex Hirsch, and is a brilliant character with some of the funniest scenes. He's a former con man, well, I say former, with a mysterious past, and he is so much fun. His get-rich-quick antics at the Mystery Shack, the stuff he gets up to with Dipper and Mabel, who despite his gruff attitude, he does genuinely care for, his over-the-top personality and the direction that his story takes makes him one of the best and most entertaining and interesting characters in this show. And then of course we also have the staff of the Mystery Shack who appear in almost every episode. And this includes Wendy, voiced by Linda Cardellini, who is just awesome. And then there's also a character called Soos, also voiced by Alex Hirsch. He isn't the brightest character, but he does have a heart of gold and he is always there for the others. I love the episodes where it's just him, Dipper and Mabel together. I think their dynamic and relationship is great. There's a load of other really entertaining characters that do pop up throughout the course of this series with varying levels of impact on the overall story. Characters such as Pacifica Northwest and Wendy's boyfriend Robbie, who both act as nuisances to both Mabel and Dipper on multiple occasions. Some of those episodes are great, especially one called Fight Fighters. You'll have characters like Old Man McGucket, also voiced by Alex Hirsch, Lazy Susan, Blendin Blandin, the Sheriff Darryl Blubbs and Deputy Derland, and the two agents Trigger and Powers, who pop up now and again to varying degrees of importance. And most of the others, of which there are far too many for me to list, and some I don't want to spoil, help fill out and flesh out the town of Gravity Falls a lot more, and they do provide and are sometimes on the receiving end of some great gags. And then we have the villains. For the most part, Gravity Falls features a mixture of monsters and supernatural creatures. Some are quite comedic, others are more chilling, and some are just downright evil. It's not exactly a Monster of the Week type show, but most of the creatures and supernatural entities that do appear never usually appear any more than once. Except for two. Lil Gideon Gleeful, voiced by Thorpe Van Orman, is a child psychic and a rival of Grunkle Stan's. He appears all sweet and innocent, but he becomes quite power hungry and manipulative, and while he does have his eyes set on Mabel and the Mystery Shack, he can be quite threatening. He's more comedic than anything though. He throws temper tantrums whenever he doesn't get his way, and his over-the-top personality is really funny. But the threat that he does pose is used very effectively, especially in season 1, and he does provide an actual challenge for the Pines family. But as fun as Gideon is, there's one other antagonist that makes his very powerful presence felt, and that's a character called Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher, also voiced by Alex Hirsch, is, and without spoiling too much, a fantastic antagonist and one of the most memorable to come from an animated show. He's also wrote his own book as well. It was at this point that I was actually going to hold the book up and say this is the book that he has wrote, but unfortunately I don't actually have the book. I've looked for it in shops, they don't seem to have it anywhere, so I'm going to have to go and have a look on the internet for it. Anyway, he's a funny, weird, very powerful and honestly quite scary and unsettling demonic entity, especially for a TV show aimed at families. I absolutely love this character and what it is that the writers have been able to do with him. The imagination, the creativity and the animation that has gone into developing this character makes him one of the most unique villains that I have ever seen, and it is so amazing, especially considering just how far through the show he actually does appear. I was expecting him to show up quite early on, but it's quite far through before he actually does make his first appearance. But as soon as he does, his presence is felt, and it becomes quite clear that despite his comical appearance, he is not someone that you want to mess with, and he is very, very dangerous. It's brilliant. How they build him up over the course of the show is amazing, and the stuff that he gets up to within that time, I was actually kind of shocked just how disturbing and twisted it actually can be. That is something that this show does do well. It is a family show at the end of the day. It is mostly comedic, but it can get quite dark, emotional, and lean very heavily into horror territory. Just remember though, this is rated a PG, so it doesn't go too far. If you do have young kids that might be interested in seeing this, I do think that they should be okay with it for the most part. But even so, it does push a few boundaries, and it does get away with, honestly, a lot more than you would think it would. I think it's mad that Disney actually stepped in at one point and told Alex Hirsch that he couldn't include a reference to Spin the Bottle in one particular episode, but they were perfectly fine with another episode that has a sequence that is directly from Evil Dead 2. I am not kidding. It's insane what they've managed to get away with sometimes on this show, especially for a TV show that was on the Disney Channel of all things, but it does make it so much more fun. This is genuinely a brilliant show. It's well written, it's funny, provides a good few spooks for the kids, it's got an awesome soundtrack with a really catchy theme from Brad Breek. The animation is great overall with some really fun and creative designs, especially in season 2. The characters, as I said, are brilliantly well realised, really fun and memorable. The voice performances are perfect and fit each character well, including the numerous guest stars. The stories are entertaining, the tone is pitch perfect, the mysteries are intriguing and gripping, and it's all paid off in a really satisfying way. This is absolutely worth seeing. I cannot recommend this series enough. It's a must-watch family-friendly TV series that I think that everyone will enjoy. The whole 2 seasons are available on Disney+. It is absolutely worth it, and to reiterate, don't skip the shorts collection. I think you'll have a great time with it. It's one of the highest rated original TV series to come from Disney XD, and it's one of the highest viewed as well. And that's even considering just how all over the place the release schedule was. Be grateful that you can just binge watch the entire series in one go now. And its fan base is still very much active, and there's even more content, books, all sorts coming out right now from Alex Hirsch himself. It is genuinely worth getting into, and if you do, I guarantee that you're going to fall into one of 2 camps. You're either going to do what I did and just absolutely blitz through the entire thing in one go just because you're absolutely desperate to see what's going on and how it all unfolds, or you'll be one of the ones that starts poring over all the little clues and mysteries and ciphers and codes and riddles and all sorts, especially the ones in the end credits. I think maybe if I had watched this series back when it originally aired, I probably would actually fall in the latter camp, and I probably would get a little bit more obsessed with all the little puzzles and codes and things. But oh well. Maybe another rewatch is in order. Well, I think that is pretty much everything I want to say for this video, so thank you very much for watching this video if you have. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification button. If you have seen Gravity Falls, let me know down in the comments what you think about it and which episode is your favourite. And let me know what your favourite quote is as well. There's some good ones in this. Yes, yes, burn the child. Schmebulok. Wow, this is worthless. My ex-wife still misses me, but her aim is getting better. Her aim is getting better. You see, it's funny because marriage is terrible. Anyway, plus, if you have any suggestions for any future Rewind reviews or recommendations you would like to see me do, let me know down below. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Bye, gold. Bye!